What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be fooling around with a title called Expedition into Darkness. The developers were super cool this week, and they gave me access to their closed alpha test that they're playing around with at the moment, just with general playtesters. So I figured we'd cut together a video and take a look at one of the only games out there right now that's trying to do a PvE-style game like Dark and Darker, where there's no PvP involved. Instead, the dungeon is meant to be the biggest threat to your party. We don't really know where this game is going just yet. I took a look for about an hour prior to the recording of this video, just sort of reading devlogs and whatnot. I'm not exactly sure how this one's gonna form out, but what you're gonna want to keep in mind today is this isn't really a game for public consumption yet. This is a closed alpha test that they have on their end, so it's not going to market anytime soon as far as I know. So there is some roughness. You are gonna see things like missing icons and whatnot. Don't fret about it. This is a game that's a work in progress, but the developers seem really excited to kind of show off what they had already, even though you can't play it yet, so I figured I would oblige because I love Dark and Darker, but I would love Dark and Darker even more if it was purely focused on the dungeon and how dangerous it is and there was like one-shot traps everywhere. I'm a big fan of that kind of grimdark, gnarly, punishing dungeon crawling, and it doesn't come around very often, so if after watching this you wanted to get the game for yourself, can't get it yet, but I think you can sign up for the playtest. I'll take a look after the video, but I'll put the link for you down below in the description. On top of that, you can also take a look down there and find a whole bunch of Nerd Castle stuff, but let's dive on into the dungeon because I've got some quests and things I need to get done for some of the vendors in the game so that we can accomplish what it is that we're trying to do. The only thing that I need to swap out is I definitely needed to add a backpack to my character too, because your ability to carry stuff in this game, kinda limited when you first start out. For now, it's going to be a 5-player game as far as I can tell. They gave me a whole bunch of keys, but like none of my other friends that do content creation are playing this game right now. And from what I've seen so far, it's reasonably soloable on the first map. It can get a little intense, but if you hang in there and you fight smart, you should be okay. The game doesn't have brightness controls, so I'm real sorry about how dark this video is going to be. I'm going to try to touch it up in post. It does look very good and like atmospheric and dark and sort of gloomy when you're playing it solo, but for a YouTube video, you know, this is a visual medium, and so it's always a little bit of a pain whenever a game kind of dwells inside of that darkness. Inside the dungeon right now, I'm actually hunting iron ingots. That's what I need more than anything else, so that I can finish off a quest that I've got going. This game does have a very detailed layering system for all of your armor, too. Like, it's like period accurate with, like, gambesons and surcoats and coifs. Like, you've got the layers upon layers upon layers of kind of, like, fighting gear that you put on. Downside to that is they haven't quite got all the physics figured out yet, so there's a lot of clipping and whatnot. But it should be okay. Chamomile flowers, those actually sell really well when we get back to town. I don't know what they're used for. I'm guessing they're used for some kind of healing potion, but we've got an equipment locker. How big is that? Can I rotate it and get it on in there? Oh, wow, dude, it stores my equipment back at base. Okay, so it's got a placeholder graphic, which kind of sucks, but that's treated wood right there. That's for making bows. This right here is a heat-treated iron leaflet pommel. That's right, you can assemble your own weapons from what I've seen so far, too, while you're going through the game. I'll grab the gloves real fast, but I definitely want that equipment locker because I'm kind of out of inventory space. This game does have a Tarkov-style inventory Tetris thing that you can play around with, and mine is basically full right now. Pull that lever right there, and I think normally when I play through here, all of the loot is procedurally generated when you go through the dungeon. But I think there's zombies in here, and we're going to have to take care of them. Yeah, and they do like a little shout thing. I think I've got time to smack him. Oh, wow, these guys are going down easy. Did I get like an attack power upgrade, dude? I feel like these guys were taking 2 or 3 hits apiece the last time I played, and now they're just getting like one-shotted. Maybe it's the cleaving that does it. Let's get to a better spot to fight him at. I don't like our positioning right now. Get him, get him. All right, duck backwards. The game does have a number of different evasions and kind of parries and blocks and things you can do. I need to thin out this crowd. Yeah, duck forward. Okay, we're good. There we go. Cleave him up. Got that good stuff. Ooh, that guy's head's coming off in kind of a weird, creepy way. I can't harvest the tongues out of these guys, but I don't know exactly what the tongues are used for yet. I haven't unlocked a lot of the crafting benches and stuff back at base. Let's go ahead and we will snap off a hemocatheter. It's a healing potion, basically. I don't have a ton of them, so if we can track a few down inside of the dungeon today instead of just like spending, I think that would be really good. But I think there's usually loot inside of here. Oh, there's not this time. The last time I came in here, there was like 3 chests and also an armor rack. But there's not this time. So they've actually got little modules that can spawn randomly inside the dungeon. And there is loose loot, so keep an eye out for that as well. Like, you can actually find chainmail and things like that laying on benches and tables. A splint poultice. What does that do? Restores your destroyed limbs to minimum health. I don't think I've ever actually had a limb destroyed yet. I've been playing for like an hour and a half and I have died, but I don't recall seeing anything like that. Let's take it a little down deeper into the dungeon. I don't think that I've gone this way, so I might be getting in over my head. Ooh, there's kind of like a buried casket right there. Nothing inside of it, unfortunately. A little bit of a bummer there. Okay, let's keep moving forward. I was running a big two-handed sword when I was playing around earlier, but the vastness hums with an ancient hunger. It watches. I don't see anything. But doesn't this kind of seem like the sort of place where there's gonna be a trap, dude? Like, how long have all of us been playing RPGs and dungeon crawlers where rooms often have, like, a certain layout when it feels like you're about to get ambushed? Can I cross on this pillar over here? I can. What the hell was that? Get back across the bridge. Something just saw us. Oh, what the hell is that thing? Oh, he tougher than me, boy. He tougher than me, boy. Okay. Oof. I don't know the timings on this dude. I don't know the timings on him. My loot locker, no. Does he leash? Let me run from him for a second. Let's see if he's tied to that room to stop you from kiting for your group members while they loot. We've still got... Oh, no, he's definitely not going to let me kite him. Okay. Oh, God. Okay. Well, that's my first casualty right there. What I learned is don't go down that hallway. There's some kind of, like, giant Nosferatu-looking thing. The grave will hold you. So the main storyline for this game is that there's an abandoned city that's covered in all kinds of lich minions. So everything from Nosferatu to zombies, all kinds of undead stuff inside of there. And we are just mercenary adventurers that go into this town that's been totally walled off by the establishment, and we try to recover things from there. The downside is I lost my dope backpack, which I liked a lot. I also don't have a line on weapons yet, so every time I lose a weapon, that's not a real great thing. But let me see, I'll take a battle axe this time around. Yeah, that'll work. Give me another torch. Normally I run a shield or a two-handed weapon, but since you guys are watching, I feel like the extra light's gonna help you guys see a little bit better. As far as our equipment goes, I can bring in, like, I could bring a saddlebag with me, but I don't think the saddlebag's actually going to do what I want it to do. Let's grab that right there. It's not as good as what we had, but it'll have to do for right now. We don't have any backpacks, but I do have some belts around, and we can use belts for consumables. And, like, a cool detail about this game is that with some of the belts anyways, they actually get the consumables on your belt when you go through and put them on there. You could have seen it on our last character. Doesn't look like it's doing it with these ones, but, like, I had a belt that we just lost when I died that it would put potions on top of it every single time you equip the potions, and they look distinct based on the graphic. And so it seems like they're trying to make this thing pretty immersive. Let's go over to our armor selection. I'm going to throw on a gambeson, I guess. I'll throw on a barbute, I suppose, even though it makes my head look like a wang. And then I'll also maybe put on some pants. Boots would probably be a good idea for this run, and then we'll more than likely just see what we can scavenge as we get deeper on down into the dungeon. Sucks that I lost my chainmail. Wish that I had not. I could put on a coif, but I'm pretty sure that it clips on this helmet. Yeah, it does. Like I said, I don't think they've got the layering system quite figured out yet. Maybe I'll go with the kettle hat instead. That's 31% protection. Okay, never mind. I'll go with the barbute, even though it clips. Like, clipping clothing in video games drives me nuts, dude. I can't stand it. I don't know why. It just makes my teeth itch. All right, let's run her back and see what we can do this time around. On the plus side, it means we got a loot refresh, so there may be new stuff laying around. This is the only level that's available inside the playtest as far as I know. It says the other ones are undiscovered. I don't know if that means if I actually, like, clear this place and, like, beat a boss or something. Like, maybe there'll be other maps, but haven't gotten that far yet. Anything laying around over here? Just waiting for the little loot tooltip to pop on up. All right, let's check our first starting spot. We've got a muslin cuffs Coda Hardy. I don't know what a Coda Hardy is. Well, I don't have room for it, so we'll come back if we find a backpack or something. We've got linen cloth strips. I do need those for bandages back at base so that I can craft my own. Let's see what we got inside the gimme chest. We got a bronze bassinet visor. That's worth a bunch of money. We also got a steel ingot. That's also worth a ton. Okay, we'll take those, and we'll take that for now. Silver ore probably carries a lot of value too. Let's grab the silver ore real quick, and I'll just throw it on my belt loop. I don't see anything laying around over here. Sometimes there's like a weapon or like a helmet that's just like sitting on that spot. Let's try this direction and see how bad it gets. I don't think I've gone this direction yet. I've gone through that door right there, and you saw what happened when I went through that door, so we'll try this one on out. See what bad things wait for us in the darkness. Anything? It looks actually there's like a quartermastery or something over here. Okay. That doesn't look like it breaks or anything else like that to get us access to a new area. So inside of here we've got distilled spirits. Okay. Glass globe. We got some bitter bloom. Bitter bloom. Lots and lots of glass globes. We got any like loose money laying around? I'm trying to get paid out here. Yeah, what's going on with this footlocker? A glass vial and more cloth strips. I'll max out my cloth strips for now. Pitch. Haven't used pitch before, but it's possible that we could use that to like burn out a hallway or maybe light a monster on fire. I'm guessing there's got to be critters around here that are like weak to flame. That's like typically an undead thing, right? Is they burn and they do that like thing whenever they die. So this is just like a dead end back here with some free loot in it. All right, I'm gonna have to keep that in mind for later. Let's go through this door first, and we'll kind of like plumb out this area and just like see what happens. I haven't really picked up any armor. All right, boys. There should be zombies inside there. Claw marks mar the walls. Does he see me? There we go. Let's pull him back through. I like to get them choked out in this little doorway right here. It helps me equalize for their numbers. We are lacking reach right now, though, on this axe. Stay out of the way of that whooping. There we go. Good stuff. All right, the first batch are down. Let's keep it frosty and wait and see what they try to pull off next. How many more of you guys are in here? I do like the echoey sort of Left 4 Dead sound of like enemies haunting their way through the halls like their screeches and whatnot. I always thought that that was a really genius idea in Left 4 Dead. Like to this day, whenever I hear that 3-note trill that would happen before a wave in Left 4 Dead, that meow, meow, meow. Like every time I hear that, dude, I still get like a little bit panicky where I'm like, uh-oh, we gotta find a spot to hold up. All right, you're down. There are other moves I can do, like I can deck guys in the face like that right there, like pommel smash them, bop. But that costs me stamina when I do it, and it's really only good for like 1v1s. Ow, caught that one, unfortunately. Are you dead yet? Come here. I do think the attacks could have a little bit more weight and a little bit more flick to them. Okay, so it looks like we fought our way into whatever this hall is. So there's another one back over there coming our way. Fall back for a second. I hear multiples. Got that one. Where the other one's at? Oh, I missed. Oof. He didn't, though. Follow up. They're about to be behind me, aren't they? They coming on in? As of right now, there's no XP or anything for what you're doing. I'm assuming progression systems are going to be like in a later build along with like class systems like wizards, rogues, stuff like that that all have like a different function inside the dungeon. Okay, is that all of them? Are we good here? So after a moment's respite, I think we're all right. I'm on my last healing potions though, so we need to like really not die this time around. You can leave the dungeon whenever you want. You can just go back out the door that you came in. So keep that in mind. We've got a cloak right there. Does it give me any kind of like defensive goodness? It'd be nice if it did, but hey, I'll throw on a cloak. I want to have a cape. There we go. Now that I got my cloak on. Doesn't look like it gives me any storage slots or anything, but hey, that's life. Tiny rivets, copper ingots. They're definitely going to have to get these icons swapped on out. And frankly, I think like this is going to have to get a little bit bigger, and the text is going to have to get a little bit bigger too, because it's kind of hard to read. But hey, I got myself a cape now. I got myself a porta-blankie. What you got in here? Glass globes, bitter bloom, some coal, and a little bit of shaft. Trying to get me demonetized right now. This game's trying to show me its shaft all the time. I keep telling him, like, no, dude, we're just kind of like friends. You feel me? Like, I don't think about you that way, but the game just won't listen. Another interesting thing is if you try to cross thin stuff like this, you've got to do like a little Tony Hawk balance game while you go across it. So I'm guessing that like plummeting down to your death is actually a thing that can happen inside of this game, just losing party members to gravity in its cruel, cruel embrace. There's a door over there. There's a pit that goes down deeper. Let's stay topside for right now. I'm just kind of like hard hunting loot. Looks like there's a bunch of zombies in there. Okay, let's fall back over this way. I don't want to get surrounded and pounded, but neither do I really want to be near cliffs or any other place where I can get got. There we go. A couple more down. I think there was only like 4 or 5, I think. That one fell off a cliff, so his HP should be about ready to pop. Let me get out of there. That's not me getting hit, by the way. That's me doing a dodge roll. This game actually has a pretty solid feeling slip and weave animation. Oh, they're pushing me back towards the pit, dude. We gotta circle around. We gotta circle around. Okay, that one's down. Stamina's still looking okay. I do like that the game gives you somewhat generous stamina. Like, I actually really, really dig that. Is that I'm glad they're not going for the Dark Souls-y thing where you swing your sword 4 times and your character's out of breath. I definitely tend to prefer things a little bit more hack and slashy. Let's take a Hemocather real fast. Hemocather's good. Oh, the Hemocather's on my belt now. So maybe it's just once you go into the mission, it goes onto your belt. Listen. Yeah, you fall down the death pit. That's what you get. Do they take fall damage? Well, they don't take enough fall damage for it to matter. I was hoping maybe he'd fracture his little patellas or something. But apparently, man, I'm not used to the reach on this axe. This axe has a very, very short reach on it. This like little bearded Viking axe that we've got going on. The Grand Botanarium, the Cathedral of Twisted Ambition. Within its walls, I saw the remains of creatures both wondrous and horrifying. Proof of the mage's hubris in seeking divinity. There's no way they're just going to let me in here for the price of a couple zombies, right? There we go. We've got a bunch of Hemocather in here. I'm tempted to... What is that thing, and why is it glowing? I mean, there's money right there. I'll take that for sure. Anything in the footlocker? A cow leather long knot. It can be attached to my shaft knot? The hell is a shaft knot? It's gotta be for weapon customization or something. I want to know what that is. Maybe it's for a quest or something later. Like, I don't have the quest, so I can't pick it up. I definitely want the Hemocather, if there's any over here. There we go. The Bitter Bloom. The Bitter Bloom is kind of like a poison, I guess. So, like, the Bitter Bloom, it gives you a whole bunch of stamina, like, but it also drains your health for, like, X amount of time. Okay, so that loops around. Upstairs. Central area doesn't look like it has too much stuff. We've got another glowy inside of there. Can't break the windows. I'm gonna guess we have to find a lever to get that to open. There we go. Did it work? What did that lever do for us? Oh, it opened the wall. Nice, dude. I was looking in the wrong spot. Okay. Since it's seeming kind of like a loot desert over here, I'm going to look inside the secret spot. There's got to be something good in here, right? Oh, there's a lever on the other side. I can trap myself in, too. The upper sewers. Anything on the dead guy? A muslin tunic. What do I have on as far as tunics are concerned? I think I've got a full gambeson that's giving me, like, protection, so I don't think we really want to, like, swap it out for whatever that is. Yeah, I don't think that's going to do anything for me. It also looks like we don't really have a way down right here. And it doesn't look like we have a jump attached to our sprint. So I was thinking maybe we could jump to the chain and go down, but I don't think that's how it's supposed to work. I think we just found like a secret spot. You know, like in Dark Souls, when you find like one of those weird corpses in a really weird spot, even though you've beaten the game 20 different times, and you have no recollection of that secret being there? That's kind of where I'm at right now with that body. I'm guessing it's just there to be a secret body that you get to loot. I am curious about that room right there. Otherworldly remains? It's a 1x1? Hold on, is it worth anything? Not really, so I'm guessing it's for some kind of magic crafting or something. I'll just get my money back. Okay. We haven't really found any big ticket items just yet. Like, I was hoping to find, like, a chainmail vest. I was hoping to find, you know, like a breastplate or something. Make me a little bit more resilient than I currently am. But can't see inside that door. I don't know what's going to be inside of it. Red thorn. They assemble here. I stood here once waiting, but the shadows waited longer. Can you cook in the cook pot? That'd be hella sick if you could find stuff in the dungeon and then, like, cook it up for food to give yourself buffs or whatever while you're going on through. That'd be like a very monomyth style thing to do. Oh, that gets me out of here. That's the exit. Okay. Well, if we've got an exit close, if we pull something I can't handle, hopefully I can just outrun it and get to the door. Anything up here on the top floor? Bunch of dead guys, but it wasn't me. I didn't do it. I am not responsible for their demise. Let's see here. Red Thorn Brigade supply crates. I think those are for building, I think those... Takes a 3x3. I think those are for getting building supplies for building up your base, because just like every other extraction game, this game also has you upgrading your base and building new benches and stuff like that so that you can manufacture more stuff at home. Let's throw out... Can't really afford to throw anything out, can I? I'd love to grab one of these crates and see if I could pop it open, though. Just throw all that on the ground. And let's see if I pick up a crate. Beer and bread tightly packed. So that's got to be a quest item or something. I was wondering if maybe I could open it on up and then it would have the building supplies inside of it, because I've done a number of runs now and I haven't found any building supplies yet for like building my workbenches and like my cooking stations and my alchemy stations and all that kind of stuff. It's all there. I think I built up a sleeping spot or something, but I don't know what the sleeping spot does for me. Nothing inside of here either. This has been kind of a lootless little dive. Lots of chaos, but no actual money to be spoken of. Oh, yeah, I need to get my visor back. I think it was in there like that. All right, well, let's just evac and we'll do another run after this. And we'll maybe see if we can find... I guess we did have that stairwell that was going down over there, but I'm full up on loot anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Since we've got the exit gate right here, let me bail on out real fast, and then we'll go back to base and sort of see what kind of money we can make off what we have and maybe come in a little bit more prepared next time. Okay, not a bad run. Let's continue. Let's offload our goodies. Got all kinds of things that I'm ready to sell, and then we'll put the hemocather in there in case I die again, so that I've got like a little bit of extra stuff to help me along. Let's talk to our contacts. So we've got the blacksmith. She doesn't actually have any completed weapons right now. I think you have to make your own weapons is why she doesn't. And so I need to go to the camp, and I need to make a workbench. I need to find some building supplies, but I haven't been that lucky yet. Let's see what money we can get out of the stuff that we drug out. I think we did somewhat okay. The 5 copper ores might be worth something. Actually, did I forget to offload? Where's that silver ore at? We also got these daylings right here. There we go. I'll throw those in. A pawn is 10 daylings, by the way. So this game subdivides your money, but they don't have a different icon for it just yet. You do have to have, like, coin purses and stuff to store it on up. I found, like, the market interface to kind of be very, very utilitarian right now, and I'm hoping that it's not the final iteration. Like, right now it's just there so that you can buy and sell stuff. But if I get a backpack, that would be super good. I don't think he autofills the rest of the money when you buy stuff from him. My number of pawns should have gone up right there. I should have like 60-something pawns. Unfortunate. Let's see. Oh, no, it gave me 2 right there. Oh, it just didn't update, so I guess the UI doesn't fully reload itself or, like, okay, I did get my money. All right, that's good. I was a little concerned about my money type situation. Now that I got a backpack, we should be able to hike some more stuff out of there, so that'll be good. How big are these? Okay, it's like a little tea bag. Gotcha. And then maybe we'll head back down into the dungeon and see if it is a fortuitous day for dungeon diving. Mayhap. Prithee. I'm actually starting to look like a proper adventurer now. I've picked up enough stuff to where I'm starting to look like a guy that might be able to defend himself. Alright, let's just check all of the spots over here where stuff just like tends to spawn right at the beginning, because without the easy pickups, where would we be? Over here is nothing on the armor rack. Footlocker's got a Saleh middle lame. I need an upper lame. I have a Saleh inside my... I have a Saleh inside my inventory, but there's the nape for it. Will it go on there? It needs an upper lame, not a middle lame. So there must be different versions, I guess. Okay. I don't know... So, like, down this way, does the vampire always spawn over here? Because, like, he whooped my ass inside out. I'll be real honest with you. That was one of those fights you get into where you get absolutely torched, and then you just feel like a dummy after the fact. Yeah, there we go. Nice cleave. Get them. Knock you back. Oh, I thought that other one was going to pop. I thought he had damage on him already. There we go. What you boys want to do? We can brawl if you want. Let's brawl. I think he only had like 1 hit left on him, so he should be a good finisher. Does that actually deal damage? No, I think it just staggers. I was trying to see if like he was so low on health that just like fist bumping him real fast, just giving him that quick and dirty uppercut would maybe like put him to the turf, but unfortunately it didn't go that way. What is that? Oh. I can cut out his tongue for bounties. Alright, so this room over here, nothing. No chest this time. We did get this footlocker, though. A large messenger bag. I mean, the bags do stack, thus technically, possibly giving you enormous amounts of storage. No secret switches back there. Ooh, a big chest this time. Hello. So we've got Chappelle's Defer. What blade does my sword have? It's got an iron blade, so if we find a steel blade, we could swap it out, and then I think it would get stronger. It's also got a pommel over here. What's the difference between the castle pommel and, like, the iron leaflet pommel? I have questions. Does it just, like, change what the sword looks like? Oh, I can't modify the weapons in raid, so yeah, we gotta have a workbench or something for that. Okay, well, I'll take the pommel just in case. I'm guessing it just changes what your sword looks like. Gives you, like, a little bit of a aesthetic come up. You know, I bet a bow or something would be helpful for taking down that vampire guy in there, because then I could kite him and, like, run backwards and just, like, feather him up a little bit to get some damage off. I don't know. Crack open the door and get these guys all screeching and partying. I think I took a hit right there, but it's hard to say. If I can just keep the stagger chains going, we'll be in really good shape, though. Ow. Did it just flick blood all over the door when I finished that guy off? It did. There's, like, blood splatter decals that slash onto the walls and stuff as you're fighting. That's kind of cool. I don't know. I like that kind of grisly stuff. For me, it makes a game better. I guess some people might not, but I like it when my games are bloody as hell. I like them to be straight nasty. Giblets everywhere. It's coming around to the door on the other side. Fine. If you're going to try to, like, circle around me, I'm going to bring you guys back to my kill door. That's right. The greatest enemy known to be facing the undead is tight doorways and kill boxes. I think you do actually get a lot more sweep out of your weapon if you, like, swing the camera like that right there. It feels like you get a much larger radius on your hit. It's a good thing to know for, like, skill cap purposes. We've got globe heads, we've got bronze ingots, we've got a wooden splint, we've got a brass axe head. We've got a longbow. I mean, we might be able to take it. Yeah, throw the longbow on my back. Maybe I'll pick up a quiver. And maybe we'll see if we can, if I can find some arrows or something around. We might be in okay shape. How do I swap weapons? A messer blade. Ooh, we've got gloves. That might be nice. Some little oven mitts to protect my fingies. Give me the ingots because they sell well. And then give me the gloves. Ooh, building supplies. I need those. We need those to build the base. Hold on. You go right there. Building supplies. You go inside of there. Armor. Give me the gloves. And now that I have building supplies, I actually kind of want to get out of here. Like, I may just go back to the front exit because I want to see what the base building part of the game looks like and what the crafting looks like. Like, when do I actually get to swap out all these blades and all these hilts and all these pommels on my weapons? Almost like a Vagrant Story style. You guys remember Vagrant Story? That was a big thing in Vagrant Story, is that you could find blades, hilts, and, like, pommels all over the place. And they all had different elemental affinities and stuff. And if you, like, chained them together properly on your weapon, you get a bunch more damage out, and it was very satisfying. Okay, so now that I have 2 building supplies, put those inside of there, and then for the workbench, build that thing. Now what can I craft? Oh, I can do way more stuff now. Before I could only do this bandagey stuff up at the top. Now I can make a polearm shaft, spear shafts, I can make wooden grips. I can make all kinds of stuff inside of here. What other things can I build? An ironworks? I need 5 building supplies and some pliers for that. So we definitely want to get the ironworks going. If we can get the pliers and all that other stuff out of there, that'd be pretty sick. I like the demo. It's very obviously still a work in progress. There's a lot of rough edges with the clipping and the missing icons and whatnot. But frankly, I like this playtest. I enjoyed it. I had fun exploring this little dungeon that they put in front of us. I got pretty deep down into it. I did go down into the sewers off camera, but there was an ogre down there that was a problem. I'll probably cut in the video right here so you can see the ogre hucking a rock at me and utterly ragdolling me. But a lot of the directions I went, there was clearly like a placeholder door there that you can't open yet because like that part of the content isn't done as of right now. But I liked it, dude. Expeditions into the Dark. If you're looking for dark and darker, but with a PvE focus, where the dungeon is very, very deadly and the monsters will scuff you up pretty good if you let them. I got little oven mitts on, dude. I look like I'm about to do some baking, about to make some Pillsbury biscuits. That's what I'm going to do when I get back to base. Make them Pillsbury biscuits. Anyways, I liked it. I thought the playtest was fun. Just keep in mind that this is not a completed project. This is very much something that's actively being worked on right now and isn't going to be coming out for a while. But the developers still wanted to let people get their hands on it, myself being one of them. And so I'll see y'all later. Thank you for stopping on in, and that's about all I got for you, folks. Bye.